Have you ever dreamt of the village where if you fall over, you'll die? It's said to be a communal dream, and most people will dream of it at least once during their lifetime. In most cases, people will wake up without remembering they dreamt of it, and there is a lot of shared evidence for the dream of this village. The setting is a small farming village located in a gorge, painted with the color of sunset. The area is littered with blue corpses. Before long, some young girls dressed in kimonos approach and explain the situation. This is the village where if you fall over, you'll die. As soon as she's done explaining, one of the girls trips over a dead body and falls. The others scream as the young girl's body turns blue and dies. What happens after that depends on the individual. People have given varying claims. Some run away from the girls. Others are given stilts by the girls. For some, nothing happens and they just wake up. But perhaps the strangest thing is that, above all, there is no testimony from those who have fallen over in the dream. Hello, and welcome to Toshiden, exploring Japanese urban legends. I'm your host, Tara A. Devlin, and on this show we'll be looking at different urban legends from Japan, how they came about and, when possible, the truth behind them. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon at Tara A. Devlin. Our Patreon also offers early access and bonus episodes, so if you'd like even more Japanese horror, you can head over to patreon.com/TaraADevlin and help support the show. On this week's episode, we're going to be doing an urban legend special about dreams. We're going to be looking at several legends that very might well kill you in your sleep. Did that first story sound familiar? Perhaps you've had that dream before and were lucky enough not to fall over. But there's a good reason for those in Japan to find that this dream sounds oddly familiar. There's an old legend called Sannen Toge, the 3-year ridge, wherein if you fall over in the village, you'll only have 3 more years left to live. When an old man trips and falls over, his wife suggests they do it again, and again, and by doing so, extend the 3 years to 6, and then 9, and so on. Soon, all the villagers are falling over themselves, trying to extend their lives. It's likely that this village where, if you fall over, you die, has taken this legend as its basis. But here's another one. This one's called Different to the Dream. A high school girl had a dream. In the dream, she was on her way home from school when a strange man jumped out from behind a telegraph pole and recklessly started stabbing her. It was so vivid that when she woke up, she clearly remembered it, and even after she went to school, she couldn't forget it. Then, on her way home, the girl approached the telegraph pole that the man attacked her from in her dream. Something doesn't feel right. Overcome with a sudden sense of unease, the girl turned back and called her mother to come and pick her up. She went to the convenience store to read a few magazines while she waited, but feeling someone's gaze on her, she looked up. Standing in front of her, on the other side of the window was the man from her dream the night before. He looked at her through the glass, grinning, and then whispered, Now, you shouldn't have acted differently to your dream." You can find several variations on this legend, but in general, they all have the same things in common. Number 1, a girl has a dream. Number 2, she does something to avoid what happened in that dream. And number 3, in the end, the man tells her not to act differently to what happened in her dream. This legend became popular because it's a mixing of two genres. Most urban legends either fall into one or the other: human monsters or supernatural monsters. This one successfully mixes both. Another version, in which the girl is older, goes as follows. It was a 20-minute walk from the nearest station to Kanako-san's house. There was a bus stop right in front of it, however, so she always took the bus home. But recently, she'd been having nightmares. They were as follows. Due to working late, Kanako-san missed the last bus home, forcing her to walk the rest of the way. It was raining, and the surrounding areas dark. Finally, she arrived in front of her house. But suddenly she sensed someone behind her and turned around. She saw a man holding a sickle. He dug it into her head, and Kanako-san died on the spot. She had the same dream for roughly 2 weeks, and then one night, she really did miss the bus thanks to overtime. It was raining. She called her mother to come pick her up. Hearing about her daughter's dreams, her mother agreed to pick her up right away. They arrived home safely, and Kanako-san was relieved. But then she felt someone's presence again, and turned around. It was the man from her dream, standing there, holding a sickle. "This wasn't how the dream went down," he said. A version of this story appeared in fortune teller Moira Yuki's book, My Ghostly Experience, a collection of people's ghost stories released in 1993. In it, she claims that, in reality, this story was not a dream, but an out-of-body experience, and that the girl was actually wandering around in another dimension. When she woke up, and had another similar experience without realizing it, she thus accepted it as a real experience. Furthermore, the man was, in reality, an evil spirit that she had dragged over from the other side. This next dream is called Dream Test. When you fall asleep, there will be an old woman standing before you. But this isn't any old dream. This old woman will chase the person who is dreaming, and if she catches you, she will kill you. So you must run as fast as you can. While you are running from the old woman, you must take the first right corner you come across. You must take the next right corner as well. If you don't, the old woman will catch you. As you continue running, you will come across a red door and a green door. You must take the red door here. Now, to everyone who has heard this story, you will have the same dream yourself within a few days. Of course, Things will happen exactly as explained earlier. If you take the wrong path, the old woman will catch and then kill you. This doesn't just happen in the dream, however. If you are killed by the old woman in your dream, you will never open your eyes again. Urban legends of dreams where you need to follow a certain set of instructions are fairly common, and this one is one of the most well known. Although it's not stated in this story, the instructions you must follow to survive can get far more complex than simply turning right twice and taking a red door. They often involve more steps than a normal person would be expected to remember, which is what makes them so scary. While the legend may appear to be like any other fake scary story to us, you can find people on the internet asking others if they remember the steps because they've heard the story and now they're afraid they're going to be next. This, just like Kashima-san, is how the story continues to spread. It's thought this legend came about because of the intense pressure involved in Japanese schools to memorize facts for tests. This rote memorization is a hot topic of debate even today, and with the rising pressure on kids to do better each year, and with kids starting cram schools younger and younger, this legend is likely a result of some of that stress. And that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Don't forget, you can support this show and get even more urban legends by heading over to Amazon and grabbing Toshiden, Exploring Japanese Urban Legends, right now. The book is available in ebook, paperback, or you can read it for free with Kindle Unlimited. Thanks guys, and I'll see you again next time for even more Toshiden, Exploring Japanese Urban Legends. Sweet dreams! Want even more scary stories? Head over to kowabana.net for new translations every week. You can also join our Patreon for exclusive stories you won't find anywhere else. Head over to kowabana.net now.